have made it. How could you let me believe you couldn't leave me if you never loved me?
I had to start there because that's how I ended the last episode.
In love, then why let go? Tell me, please, what's happened, baby? Used to be.
Hold up. First off, welcome back. Well, this is a whole new lane for Elusive TV. I was intentionally going to, do my podcast live, and here we are. So we're live, streaming episode 22 of the Elusive Podcast. But at this point, I don't even know, the numbers on YouTube is a lot different from the numbers on Apple Podcasts. So I'm kind of rethinking what I'm going to do with this pod moving forward. So I figured I would just try out, doing a live broadcast, and, come on over to YouTube. I've been doing my live streaming on Twitch, but I want to see what it's like on YouTube where I have more subscribers. So here we are live, episode 22. If this ends up being a pod, if not, it's just a discussion on, full moon, 20 years. I gotta, do my recap, follow up of, what happened after I uploaded episode 21, which I have recorded before full moon 20th anniversary, and Brandy announced some new things. So I figured I would jump back on the jump back into it because why not continue the conversation. In the last episode we touched on the stem player, and I was saying how the stem player to me only makes sense if I can play around with Brandy's stems. More importantly, just Brandy's background layering vocals. So if we were to get some kind of device, I was on Ray J because it would align with Raycon if we had some type of Raycon headphones that could, ultimately pull apart stems of your music without having to have some separate device and app. So if Ray J's, I'm giving this to Ray J because I feel like this is a good move for him and it only aligns with what I'm talking about. So if Ray J could create some headphones, a speaker, or something that's part of Raycon that, had some type of settings built in that can automatically pull apart stems. Follow with me now. Pull apart the stems without having to have anything extra added on. So you would just attach the headphones to whatever device you're listening to music on and just press whatever the buttons would be for vocals, whatever the other sections are, drums and bass and all that other good stuff. So yeah, I don't know, it makes sense in my head, but I don't know if that's something that could be possible because again, the stem player, no, the stem player does, I don't have one, so I can't really say, but I believe the stem player does run whatever music you load to the app can be picked apart with the device. So if Ray J created some headphones that did that automatically and it worked with whatever app, I would be sold, and I need that for Brandy, and I need align that with some Brandy content where if we got 20 years of full moon, if we can get an exclusive, see how my mind works, some exclusive Brandy content that is based around the 20th anniversary of full moon, but also made exclusively for Ray J's headphones. You see where I'm going with this? Where we can pick apart Brandy's layering and background vocals along with the instruments of the songs, and just do it with Full Moon. You don't even gotta do a new album. Just do Full Moon remastered or whatever, where it makes sense. And that's where I see a stem player type thing making sense for me. As of now, Kanye's thing, it's a good idea, but all of the settings and all of it feel like something that should have came out 10 years ago. Also, it's not user friendly. I mean, the interface seems dated, and then there's no way to pick the song. It feels like an iPod shuffle where you just have all of the music on it and you just have to, whatever comes up is that's what you're listening to. So yeah, if the user interface was a little bit more updated, then I would see it making sense. But as of now, I don't see it making sense, and I don't see it making sense for anybody else trying to release music through the stem player. Like, all right, people pay $200+ for this device. They get Kanye's album, but then now what? Somebody answer that for me. But yeah, back to this. Sorry, back. I had to, get my little, and that wasn't even the intro, but I had to, yeah. Let's get back to where we were trying to begin.
And I guess it just wasn't true. You said, 'cause I know it wouldn't count me out.
We ain't got no sponsorship with Dr. Pepper, so no. Let me move that on out the camera view.
You wanna leave this way? Made you say it's over. What is taking
So I noticed in my episode 21. Surprisingly, the songs that I thought would get flagged did not get flagged. Love Wouldn't Count Me Out did get flagged, and I was wondering, was there a specific reason? Maybe I played it exactly the way it is, and yeah, it's easy to catch. Yo, this song right here, this is part of my intro, so I'm gonna just let it rock. Let me put some horns in there. Yeah, and that's where I wanted to start, because that's where I ended the last episode, because there was nothing to say after the record went off. But to bring it back, that is my favorite record off Full Moon. And since we're talking about, 20th anniversary of Full Moon, I had to, start there. But let me play this before I say what I'm gonna say. I can't hear it, so hopefully the audio is playing. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for this at all. Um, I just pulled my live stream up on my TV. So yeah, I wasn't prepared for Brandy to drop that little teaser trailer saying that she got some stuff coming uh in regards to Full Moon 20, some performances, some what was it? Let me go back to it cuz I was like, yo, and I was just saying in the last episode, it'd be cool to get some type of, new move. And then that was kind of like what she alluded to in this little teaser. But I'm here for it. Oh my God. I had it pulled up. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, here we go. So hopefully that ain't, that might have, I don't know. So yeah, what I was saying, like the phases of the moon, I have evolved and want to share this magical year with all of you. Stay tuned for new performances, new vocals, new visuals as we celebrate a new moon. Hashtag new moon. Hashtag the year of full moon 20. And yeah, I was ready for a new moon. I was just saying like, oh, we had a full, I believe Dark Child, Rodney Jerkins produced the bulk of Full Moon, but I was saying how cool it would be to have another producer like produce the entire new New Moon album. And I was throwing out names. I was like, it would be interesting to hear what Brandy and Swiss Beats sound like. I mean, we already got Brandy and Timbaland, so Swiss Beats was like, the next step because they got the little partnership, equity, whatever it is with Versus. So I just, connected we already had Timbaland. I mean, we could get some more Timbaland on something new, but like I don't think we have Brandy and Swiss Beats. So I feel like it would be interesting to hear Brandy and Swiss Beats. I don't know if it would be a whole project, but if we were going the route of having one producer produce Brandy's entire album, who do y'all think Brandy should have? I would just love to, I would love Brandy to revisit, Dark Child, but I don't know. I don't know where that is and the little back and forth with, not including Brandy in your like career of work when Brandy's like integral in solidifying you as one of you know but yeah, whatever. If we not gonna get another Rodney Jerkins project, it would be interesting to hear Swiss Beats put something together for Brandy. Also Missy Elliott. So we'll see. We'll see. But New Moon, new vocals, new visuals, yeah, new performances. Yo, Brandy should just I would be here for Brandy. I said this in the last episode. I would be here for Brandy performing Full Moon in concert. That's it. Just Full Moon. Like, I mean, I would love to hear of a lot of the records, which I said in my little curating a Brandy concert, but I would love to hear just Full Moon. Specifically for Love Wouldn't Count Me Out. But speaking of full moon, because when Brandy announced this, I went and looked in my little, because I haven't really unpacked my music stuff. It was on my bookshelf, so I decided to open the box of my CDs and discovered that I had another box which had all of my Brandy stuff in it, all of my Alicia Keys stuff, and it's not here. So I couldn't even look at my full moon CD like I planned to because I wanted to see, because I had to buy my full moon CD again. Well, my sister's full moon CD. I borrowed my sister's full moon and it became mine. And then my other sister borrowed it and she lost it. So I had to buy it again. And the new copy did not have the bonus track, I Want to Fall in Love, on the end. But I see a lot of different iterations where you either had I Want to Fall in Love, Another Day in Paradise, or I believe it's just those two. But if I'm not mistaken, there's a third version with another bonus track. But yeah, the new CD didn't have either bonus track on the end. And I'm kind of mad about that. And then when people talk about full moon, I don't hear a lot of conversations surrounding I Want to Fall in Love. So I wonder how many people are familiar with I Want to Fall in Love. The other bonus track was the Full Moon remix. Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I wanted to be sure. Yeah, so how did I get an Australian edition? How did my sister get an Australian edition? Because she had the one that had I Want to Fall in Love on it. And I Want to Fall in Love is one of my favorite records. So yeah. Die Without You is a bonus track? I don't know. But yeah, Die Without You is a great record as well. And I was excited to hear more Brandy Ray J when they announced that they were going to do a project together, but we didn't get a full Brandy and Ray J collaborative project. And then when they, post a little snippet recording Edible High, I just feel like they could have kept going. Edible High sounds unfinished, even though they use it for promoting a shoot that Brandy had. But I feel like Brandy needed of her own verse on that second verse, or more vocals on that second verse, where it was like she led the verse and then Ray J ad lib. But I love that record, and I want more of it, and I want them to go back and finish it because when Ray J get in the Brandy bag, that's the lane that Ray J stay there. Like Melody is one of my favorite records. It's probably number two to Sweet Nothings. But the way they can stack and harmonize vocals is so good, especially when it's together. So what the record could have ended up being is just like they need to go back in that studio and add a Brandy verse where Ray J ad-libs, and then add another verse, and then give us the full song. And I don't know. Ray J was supposed to be giving us Radiation too, and we got Raycon stuff. I mean, I guess it's like Rihanna, You got Fenty, you got Fenty Skin, Fenty Beauty, Savage Fenty, all these things. It's like you don't got time to be recording an album and doing music and going on tour, and now you're pregnant. But that's another a whole other topic. But yeah, Ray J announced Radiation 2, and I thought Edible High was like leading up to it, and I don't know. But getting back on topic to 20th anniversary of Full Moon. Wow, I really thought Die Without You was part of the album and not a bonus track. Well, I have all these records anyway, so it don't even matter. Yeah. So I went in the last episode without, for specific reasons, I did not play When You Touch Me. That is probably the fan favorite. Um, I would love to hear. I mean, Brandy don't gotta redo it, but like I've heard some snippets of some re-recorded stuff. Or did I dream this? This is my mind because I swore, I swore. Brandy posted a snippet of her and Ray J in the studio, and they were playing Best Friend, and Ray J had a verse on the song. I can't find any proof of it anymore. But I thought that that was gonna be part of the Brandy Ray J project when they did Edible High. Am I the only one who remembers this? If you do remember this, chime down in the in the comments below, because I know I'm not the only one who remembered these snippets that Brandy's been posting snippets before B7 dropped, and we was like, oh, this sounds fire, and then B7 came out, and it's like you don't remember because it's been so long, and then like you don't remember like, oh, this record didn't make it. Like with the Janae Aiko record, when Brandy previewed it, we didn't know that it was a Janae Aiko record, and then it dropped, and then it was like, oh, that's Janae's record. We thought it was something else for Brandy's project, but it ended up being Brandy just being featured on it. So like she did like some little snippets before, and I remember hearing Ray J singing a verse on Best Friend, which was which I thought we were getting that, Brandy was gonna re-record her first album, but it could have been for the, I want to say, orchestra. When Brandy had that tour that was coming up, and it got canceled because of COVID or whatever reason, but it was supposed to be like this orchestra, uh, something, I forgot what it was, and I assume that all of these re-recordings was supposed to be like the backing tracks for her to perform to. So her re-recording Best Friend and all of these songs from her first album over, I assume either A, we were gonna get a re-recorded Brandy album, or B, these were gonna be the backings to her orchestra tour that was supposed to happen. And yeah, so anytime you get the layering that Brandy's doing on a lot of these records now and bring it back to her first album where she didn't do that as much, it's a vibe. So I'm here for, I forgot where I was going with this, but oh, I was talking about When You Touch Me. So new vocals and new all this stuff. So yeah. So if in this we get new vocals or Full Moon stuff, I don't know if we actually need new vocals, but it would be cool. I mean, the trailer alone with the recorded new vocals of Full Moon, Brandy's gonna kill it. So This is gonna be something, and I can't wait to see what's next. But yeah, when you touch me, I didn't play it in the last episode because it's a fan favorite. It should be in everybody's top. If you say your favorite songs off Full Moon, When You Touch Me is one of them. So I didn't play it because I wanted to play around with some other songs that don't normally get love, like Apart. So yeah, so let me hear let me right now put your far away. Let me bring it back.
Wish I could hold you just for a little while. Let me ride. Wish I could see you right now. So far away. It's driving me crazy. I miss you, baby. And the way you touch me. It's unlike anything I've ever felt before. That's how I know I am yours. Now is the time to relax your mind. Let go and unwind. I've waited for too long. Got ready to nice loving you right. You know what I wanna do. I wanna give in to you.
Mm, mm. uh I had to stop it there because Atlantic could be on my ass when I play Full Moon. They want to hold that near and dear to them. So I try to, skate around it, but sometimes they get me. But I did hear in the last Rory and Mal episode that there are new precedents when you play music on your podcast. So I can only play the I can only play the record if I'm referencing it. So I don't know, because all I've been doing is referencing music whenever I play music. Like I'm referencing it is Full Moon 20th anniversary. What are your favorite records off Full Moon? Here are my favorites: Love Wouldn't Count Me Out, When You Touch Me. Uh, 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 Apart is now in that rotation. This is an album with no skips, actually. All in Me. And again, have you been listening to Full Moon since it's the 20th anniversary like I have? I still feel like, for me, let's just take it back. So when this album first came out and my sister, purchased it and I was listening to it from her, I used to skip a lot of records off this album. uh let's see. I would skip Like This, Apart, Anybody, Sometimes It's Not Worth It. And now that it's been 20 years and you go back and revisit these albums and you hear how solid the project was. Apart is probably in my favorite right now. The one record off the album that is back in rotation. Love Wouldn't Count Me Out. That is deep cut. Like, yo. When they talk about deep cuts, Love Wouldn't Count Me Out gotta be top five and like the deep hidden gem on the albums. And yeah, Love Wouldn't Count Me Out. Rodney Jerkins did produce a majority of this album except for Full Moon, and he is. Which again goes back to, if you have a producer producing majority of the album, how do you choose singles? And do you choose, all right, 14, is it 14? 14 out of 16 songs is produced by Rodney Jerkins. So do you pick one Rodney Jerkins song and then two other songs, which is what happened? We got What About Us, Full Moon, and He Is. So do you pick the songs that aren't produced by Rodney Jerkins or produced by the producer that produced majority of your album? I mean, we did see, this formula applied to Aphrodisiac, yeah, I believe. I believe Timbaland produced majority of Aphrodisiac, but we went with the Talk About Our Love as the first single, Who Was She to You, produced by Timbaland, and then Aphrodisiac was released overseas. But if we were gonna follow that formula, necessary, necessary, and Say You Will are the only other songs that are not produced by Timbaland. Also, How I Feel. I would have been okay with Necessary. Necessary is another deep cut hidden gem that Brandy gotta add that right into the set list. But yeah, so I'm interested in hearing what a re-recorded full. I don't even need, like, you don't need to re-record Full Moon, but you do. It's like Full Moon is already great, so you don't need to. But from that trailer, let me play it one more time. That trailer alone, um, the trailer alone, you hear those Full Moon vocals. Hopefully, this video ain't messing up the audio because um, last time I tried to play a video, it kept skipping through my entire recording. I am that I Wanna Fall in Love, Aussie Edition. That's a great song on the album. See, I feel like I'm like that's a hidden one that nobody talks about. I Wanna Fall in Love. Again, let me know if y'all can hear this audio because I don't know if the audio is audioing. Um, yeah, I Wanna Fall in Love. That is a great record. I use it when I'm mixing. I use the beat for I Wanna Fall in Love. I've done a lot of mixes with that beat, which I can play. Hmm. Um, there was one day that I was playing I Wanna Fall in Love, and I just wanted to know what some of the other records sound like. And Hold on, hold on, hold on. All right, this is it. No, that might not be it because they have the same name. Um, let's just use this one. Hopefully, Atlantic will, get off my back about this one. Let me skip ahead.
Hear it no more.
How you listen to a girl that still want a man?
Wait. Before I finish talk about love, can someone please tell me why the video for Talk About Our Love took so long to be updated? And then why the video now doesn't have the audio that was originally in the video. That makes sense. The beat of the song sounds similar to Timbaland's productions on the Bjork album. I've been meaning to get into Bjork because I love Dawn. And Dawn states that Bjork is one of her influences. So I've been meaning to like get into it, but I don't know where to start. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. Yeah, the Talk About Our Love video has the album version's audio over it, and it doesn't have the original audio that was once on the song. So I had to, snatch the audio before it disappeared forever, like the original version of Miguel's Adorn, which I'm so mad I don't have it anymore because Apple want to match my music to their music, and now I have the album version of Adorn, and it don't have the original instrumental that it used to have. But yeah, Talk About Love.
How you listen to a girl that still want a man?
This is the mix I did, which includes the I Wanna Fall in Love beat.
Girl that still want a man.
Baby, don't say something that you will regret. I'm on your team. It's a instant beauty. Ain't gonna stop. They just
Far out. Just realized something. I didn't set up the chat thing so I could pull the chats up on the screen. So if you're watching this later and you're wondering what I'm responding to, it's the chats that this is my first live, so I don't know how to, navigate the YouTube's chat system yet. So I will probably fix that in the next live that I do. But yeah, so I will check out that Far Out album. That was Talk About Love, which I mixed with I Wanna Fall in Love, because I was like going back and forth trying to figure out like essentially I wanted to drop entire, well, I have enough mixes to do it, but I wanted to drop an entire Brandy mixes of mine, and I wanted to do it the year anniversary of B7, and I didn't. I didn't do it. It's done. I've dropped mixes that I've done off the project, but I don't know. Every time I try to upload my mixes to YouTube, they either get flagged. If I upload it to SoundCloud, they get flagged. So I just stopped messing around with uploading mixes, and start this podcast based on uh, conversations around music, where I can talk about the music and then also play my mixes within the episode. So that's why we're here, episode 22. Shoot. But my favorite song, I played it in the last episode, but I have like three different. No, I have more than three, but three main mixes of this one song, which is Sweet Nothings. My favorite Brandy record, my favorite record ever. I've done a ton of Sweet Nothings mixes, and I haven't, released them. I previewed my Drake mix last episode, but I want to preview this one because I was trying to decide between the two, and I feel like both of them are so good. So it was just like I can't release them both at the same time. So I saved that one for this episode. So let's get into the Sweet Nothings mix. Wait, hold on. Don't let me DJ a party because I'm gonna play all Brandy.
If you ask me, yes, I do. You're the only one for me. You pick me up when I fall down. Everything I do for you. And even though I know you tell me lies, and every time you talk to me, I hear sweet nothings in my ear. It's so clear. Just say to me, sweet nothings in my ear. It's so clear. Just say to me, don't forget, take your place. I know my heart belongs to you. If you ask me for my hand, I'll say I do. 'Cause you're the only one for me.
Hold up.
You pick me up when I fall down.
Did Apple block me? Because I can't look on nothing on Apple Music. Hold up. Yeah, that's my Sweet Nothings mix with Aaliyah's Loose Rap. Uh I was holding back on releasing it because I figured I could add Aaliyah's vocals in the background, and I haven't done it yet. So that's where I started. After I did the mix, I was like, dang, I could have really just added Aaliyah saying I'm sick and tired of the loose rap, because it kind of goes along with, Brandy not wanting to hear the lies, and, Sweet Nothings in her ear. So I was like, oh, it makes sense. But I never got around to adding Aaliyah's vocals back into it. I'm trying to pull up the Bjork song. And Apple is only letting me search my library and not iTunes, Apple Music. Or, okay, no. All right. I was about to say maybe they know that I'm streaming, so they're like intentionally not letting me search music because they know. She got a lot of essential albums. Innocence. Okay. So I doubt I could play the record and the audio will come through in my stream. So because my music is not being played from iTunes, so I will check that out. Mm. She got too many songs. That's why I didn't know where to start. I hear it. I would play it through the speakers, but I know it's gonna get flagged. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'll check it out. I'll check out more from music. I feel like I lean towards, the alternative vibe. But I do miss traditional R&B. So in today's era of music, it's not a lot of, how do I word this without excluding some of the good artists that are out. I do feel like R&B is lacking today. And Lucky Day did put out a solid project. I feel like female R&B has been extremely quiet, and I don't even know how to put it into words. 2 episodes ago I said this, but male R&B has been so quiet that the lane is wide open for somebody to drop and really take over. I don't know what Usher is doing exactly, his Vegas residency, but this is like the perfect time because like it's so quiet. But I don't know. The records that he did release, I wasn't really feeling them because I feel like he kind of, you're Usher. You don't need to go and get the Summer Walkers, the LMA because they're what's hot right now. So those records did nothing for me, and then to say that your album is gonna be like Confessions Part Two. Confessions is a big album to try to match, so it's hard. And then I don't know, but like male R&B is wide open. Uh, my conversation about the R&B groups also wide open. Diddy dropping the ball with Day 26 and Danity Kane. It's just uh, I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm over. Like you kind of feel like you outgrown the era of music, and like the music that's being put out is not for me anymore. So the Summer Walker album that everyone's praising, like I didn't hear it. Then the comparisons to Brandy, there's a couple records you hear it, but then it's like uh, I just like all right, here's the best way to describe it. Brandy's Love When and Count Me Out, such a deep cut, such an emotional record that you actually feel like you were going through something when you hear that record. Listening to Summer Walker's album, I didn't feel nothing. It was just like records. Like you just went in the studio and recorded. Like, of course, this is personal to her, but for me, it's like I don't feel the connection of what she's singing to what she's been through. So, like, I played it once, and then I was like, all right, I'm not gonna give my review without playing it again. So I played it again, and it was just like there's a few records on there where you can hear the similarities and why people would compare the vocal styles to Brandy, but I don't see it. And then Timbaland to go out of his way to say, "Oh, this is the best R&B album since Aaliyah's One in a Million," and it's just like that's a big comparison. And usually when people over hype something, I don't love it. And maybe that's probably why I don't like Summer Walker's music as much, because everyone is like, "Oh my God, this is the best R&B album of 2020, 2021, 2022, whatever year it was." And now the new project, "Oh, it's his album of the year." And I'm just like, "Wait, what do y'all hear album of the year with these records?" Lucky Day. I did say I saw Lucky Day in concert when I went to her and Erykah Badu's concert. And the beginning of his set I didn't love, but by the end of his set I was like, all right, he got it. But I didn't record any of it, so I don't remember any of the records because I was trying to be in the moment. And so I was like, he might be the one to watch. So now with this album, again, I don't know if it's like I'm I've outgrown the era of music where the music that's being made is not for me. But the beginning of the album, I was like, I don't, but I let it play. So everything after Candy Drip until the end, I love. But I've just been like just letting the album play, and I'm like everything flows together like the same way Full Moon, like all of the tracks flow into the next track. I feel like that's what he did with Candy Drip. So it's like you gotta just play the whole album straight through. So, and that's a thing that artists don't do anymore. Like create a sonically cohesive project where you gotta play the album. You can't just pick songs from it. So that's what I'll give Lucky Day with this project. Is that you can't just pick the songs and play. You gotta just listen to the whole album, and I think it's a great project. I didn't love like I was sitting with the first couple 7 songs, and I was just like, it's good, but like I don't feel it. But after Candy Drip, I was like, yeah, he got it, and yeah, so hopefully that'll be a step in the direction for someone else to follow up. Male R&B is like it's rare. It's rare. I don't know what's going on. Miguel is the only album that I'm probably anticipating, and who knows when that'll be. As far as female R&B, SZA, I do see like listening to like soul music is like Maxwell, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, like artists like that. I don't think we have a lot of that today. So I mentioned that, and a friend of mine, she mentioned her, and I was like, I get it, but like in this era, you gotta like hers album also has like those records that like she had to make because I feel like the label's like, all right, you make these records with these people because this is what's gonna get people listening to you. but like a lot of her great records off her album is like these are the ones that we should be hearing, but we don't. So again, we're in an era where a lot of the music sounds the same, and then it's like in order for artists to like really pop, they gotta go along with this sound, and that's where I'm like disconnected from it. I do want to bring up Normani. She's in an interesting like all the songs that she's released except Motivation. Uh, I loved. I didn't love Motivation, but I feel like that's they needed a record like that, so that's what she did. I love the waves with Black. Um, Checklist. Like all of those records were great. I feel like this next record is gonna tap her back into R&B, and we're gonna get something different. So interesting to hear what happens with that. Maybe this will be it. I know she has like 10 singles that could have been an album itself, but record labels do what they do. SZA. SZA. It's been a year plus, and we haven't gotten that record that was on the end of Good Days. That's all I'm gonna say. I Hate You is doing numbers. So I don't know what's taking so long for this album to come out, but the label needs to, get it together. We got a whole Isaiah Rashad project before SZA's album, and I don't know if they're really promoting it, but like I haven't heard any of the records off of this Isaiah Rashad's project. But that's politics. And for a second, I thought we were like pushing SZA back. We gonna get Isaiah Rashad, then Kendrick Lamar, and then SZA, and then like SZA's been doing multiple things before either of them, and now it's like all the attention is Isaiah Rashad is dropping, Kendrick's coming. Oh, he's performing at the Super Bowl, so now we're getting an album. And now it's like all of this noise, and now it's like, all right, so y'all just gonna forget that SZA got records that everyone's waiting on, that's doing numbers, and we ain't got no album yet. But SZA's probably the highly most anticipated album for me, aside from my usual, like if Brandy's dropping, I don't want to hear nothing else. If Nas is dropping, I don't want to hear nothing else. But we got two projects from Nas, so I'm good. Kid Cudi drops a project, I don't want to hear nothing else. Who else? That's it. Alicia Keys maybe, but yeah, I've been rocking with Keys when it dropped for like 3 months. So now that Mary J's Good Morning Gorgeous was the album to like get Keys out of rotation for me. So yeah, so that's where we're at musically. I'm hyped to hear what Brandy is doing as far as these new performances and new vocals and new things for Full Moon, because Full Moon was like classic. Like classic. I saw a tweet go up that said if you could go, it was like a roadmap, and on one side it was Brandy and Never Say Never. No, I believe it was Brandy and Never Say Never. Brandy and Never Say Never on one side, and then Full Moon and 211 on the other side. And they were like, if you could go in one direction, which way would you go? I was just like, I'm gonna go where Full Moon is. Like I love Brandy. I love Never Say Never. But anything that's attached to Full Moon, I'm going there. I love 211. I didn't love I didn't love Put It Down as the first single, but I think 211 is a solid project. Do you know what you have? Paint This House. Wish Your Love Away. Hold on. Wish Your Love Away is another one of those deep cuts that like
Remember that you told me that you love me. Remember that you told me you were there for me. Remember that you told me you can do without me. But it seems like word of mouth. 'Cause I'm giving everything I got in love, and everything you're giving just ain't enough for me, no. Now I'm to the point where I wish that I didn't love you, didn't love you. And I wish that I didn't care at all. But is it that I can think about nobody but you? If I had one wish left, I would wish love away. Wish love.
yeah, Wish Your Love Away. I say this a lot. I would have swapped out Put It Down for How High. How High we also got previewed from off of A Family Business, the reality show. And Brandy had previewed the track to Ray J and was discussing how she wasn't too confident about her songwriting. But How High is one of my favorite Brandy records as well. And I feel like she should have just gone with How High as the first record off of the album. We did get it as a bonus release, but I feel like, I love Put It Down. I said this already, but Put It Down is not one of my favorite Brandy singles. It's a great record. It's a great record, but yeah. First single was, I mean, when you get the whole album, I said this already. You get the whole album, you get to hear what's on it, and then you go, dang, How High should have been the first single, or Let Me Go should have been the first single. Also, 211 had, the little, I actually have my 211 CD. But I believe the 211 little sticker thingy said Put It Down, Wildest Dreams, and So Sick. So Sick could have been a great single. I love Wildest Dreams. Though I think it should have been a single. But I feel like, following Put It Down, Wildest Dreams was a great choice. But if we went another direction and like How High was the first single, Without You. Hands down, Without You. Or How High, Do You Know What You Have? Wish Your Love Away. But that's like taking all no, because the deep cut would then become Paint This House and What You Need. Scared of Beautiful would also be deep cut, Hardly Breathing. Yeah, so How High, Do You Know What You Have, and Wish Your Love Away. And it's funny because I had a dream, as I often do, that I shot the videos for both Do You Know What You Have and Wish Your Love Away. And it's funny because the way that I was envisioning Do You Know What You Have is the way Brandy performed it live. And I'm just like, wow. When I saw someone's recording of her performing doing Do You Know What You Have, it was spot on to the treatment that I could have created or the treatment that I thought of. And I was just like, wow. So clearly, uh, people are like in tune to like the way stuff, sounds and how it visually should be portrayed. But yeah, Wish Your Love Away, I was envisioning like a way to like recall back familiar scenes from Brandy's previous videos. Cause I feel like Wish Your Love Away sounds like old school Brandy. And I was thinking like when I had this whole treatment in my mind, I'm like, all right, Brandy did a video for Wish Your Love Away. She should recreate scenes from Sitting Up in My Room, scenes from Almost Doesn't Count, and then add some new scenes that would be Wish Your Love Away. And yeah, that was my little treatment plan for Wish Your Love Away, but we didn't get that. I couldn't get that to Brandy in time, or I couldn't have shot it. I wish I could have. I would love to shoot a music video. Oh, I have not been doing as much photo shoots and video shoots as I've been wanting to. I've been meaning to get back into it, but I haven't. So whenever new music drops and it inspires me, I'm like, nah, I just gotta go ahead and shoot a pilot basically and just put it out there and be like, yo, this is what this should look like, and then hopefully it'll get picked up, because I feel like that's the move these days. And then I was thinking, because I love the people who tear something down and then change their mind later. But the little, not the little, but the little trailer, not the little trailer, the trailer dramatization pilot video shoot, whatever fan made thing that the creator did, where they dramatized the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and made a trailer, and that essentially got picked up to become Bel-Air, which is now on Peacock. And if you're watching it now, I'm sure you love it. But the people that were like, oh, we don't need a Fresh Prince reboot, and now it's like, oh, Bel-Air is the best show out right now. And it's just like, I told y'all, I was telling y'all, but nah, y'all was too busy saying we don't need reboots. And it's just like, first off, why every time it's something from the culture, black people, we love to say and tear it down before we even see or get any of it. Like, we are the harshest critics, man. I'm just like, yo, we got this whole trailer that everyone praised, and everyone was like, Will Smith needs to see this. Will Smith sees it and is like, cool, that's dope. Whatever happened behind the scenes, pitched it to, the network. The network's like, green light, let's do a new series. The new series is announced. Now it's like, we don't need it. Now it's out. Oh, it's the best thing on TV. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Y'all gotta stop tearing it down before it comes out, because then this is the reason why we don't have a lot of network shows, because like they see the backlash like, oh, don't do this reboot, don't do that, and then they like, maybe we shouldn't do it, and then the network decides to pull it, and then now it's like, now we ain't got nothing on TV. But sidebar, I don't know, I went down that rabbit hole again, but can they do that for Moesha? Can they do that? Somebody gotta shoot it. Somebody gotta shoot a dramatized version of Moesha. Maybe Brandy could play Aunt D. And then you move the characters into different roles from the original. And then you change the daughter and Miles, and recast them to, and then apply the same way they applied today's world to Bel Air. Do that to Moesha. Make it current. It could work. And then maybe we'll finally get to understand and see what the plan was for, what happened when Miles got, kidnapped. And they can explore that storyline in today's climate in a reboot. There's your reboot. We don't got to continue from where it ended. We could, dramatize it and release it to Peacock. And yeah. That's what we need. Also, ABC announcing that they renewed Abbott Elementary. They better renew Queens for season 2. Because, again, like I said in the last episode, I feel like they had to pivot because Eve had to leave. And the show kind of like picked up the pieces and built it around Eve not being there. So I feel like Queens needs a season 2 and Eve needs to return. Because great, they shifted the story and did all of these other things. But I feel like to conclude the series, it would be great if they can progress the story with Eve being back. And then doing all the things that they've set up in her absence. So, ABC, y'all need to go on and renew Queens for season 2. And that's all I'm going to say on that. And before I get out of here, because it's the 20th anniversary of Full Moon, so let me go on back and play this record of Full Moon. I don't have any Full Moon mixes. Like I said that last time. I don't have any Full Moon mixes, which is so weird. Why can't I find it? Because all the tracks aren't in order. Yeah, there it is. That might be too fast. We hear the beat drop in the song, so me dropping the beat here and playing around with the synth is the same as what happens in the song. So let's start the drums.
I promise I can make it a reality. Nothing will make you touch for you. Anything that's possible, I will do. Make it so hilarious. Can't believe you with more true. Anything you could ever need. Baby, I promise you find a new flow. Matter if it's a whole dream. I promise I can make it a reality. Anything that's possible, I will do. Make it so hilarious. Can't believe you with more true. Every night, break of dawn.
Hey, hold on. Hey. get out of here. If you've been rocking with me, check out all of my content on ELSV.net. The website is under construction, but we got some good things over there, including merch, including design work, photography, all that good stuff. I see my stream, this Google Wi-Fi has been trash lately, but I see my videos going in and out. I've been streaming too long.